I'm Maria, and joining me, as always, is Devendra. Today, we're taking you on a journey through German public transportation. And honestly, Devendra, this is one of the most practical lessons we've done.
I'm excited for this one, Maria. I've heard German trains are incredibly punctual, and I've always wanted to know how to actually use them without looking completely lost.
That's exactly what we're going to fix today. By the end of this lesson, you'll know 6 different types of transportation, the key verbs to talk about getting around, and 4 essential questions that will get you anywhere you need to go. And here's the thing, the cultural note we'll cover near the end about German punctuality, that's actually the part most learners get wrong, and it might change how you plan your trips.
Oh, now I'm curious. But let's start from the beginning. I know there's a U-Bahn and an S-Bahn, but honestly, I've never understood the difference.
Perfect place to start. And if you're new here and want a steady stream of lessons like this one, subscribe to Langmitra. We ship 1 a week. All right, let's dive into transportation types. You'll see these popping up on screen as we go through them. So let's start with die U-Bahn. That's the subway or underground metro. The U stands for Untergrund, which means underground. Can you try saying that for me? Die U-Bahn.
Die U-Bahn.
Nice, clear and confident. The pronunciation is pretty straightforward. Just remember that the U sounds like oo in English. Now, die S-Bahn is the suburban railway. The S comes from Schnellbahn, meaning fast train. It connects the city center to outer suburbs and nearby towns. Try this one, die S-Bahn.
Die S-Bahn.
Perfect. Now, here's the key difference, Devendra. The U-Bahn runs mostly underground within the city. The S-Bahn runs above ground and goes further out. In Berlin or Munich, you'll use both to get around, sometimes transferring between them.
Oh, that actually makes sense. So the S-Bahn is like the commuter rail connecting suburbs.
Exactly right. You've got it. Now let's add der Bus. This one's easy because it's almost the same as English. Der Bus.
Der Bus. Wait, but it's der, not die.
Great catch. Yes, Bus is masculine, so it takes der. You're already thinking about those articles, which is exactly what you should be doing. Every time you learn a noun in German, learn the article with it. Now, here's one that might trip you up. Die Straßenbahn. That's the tram or streetcar.
Die Straßenbahn.
Good attempt. Let's break it down. Straße means street, and Bahn means railway or track. So Straßenbahn is literally street railway, which makes perfect sense for a tram. Let's try it again with a bit more flow. Die Straßenbahn.
Die Straßenbahn.
Much better. That rolled off much more smoothly. The tricky part is that SS sound, which is like a sharp S. You nailed it the second time.
Thanks, Maria. I like how German words are so logical. Street plus railway equals streetcar.
That's one of the beautiful things about German. Once you understand how words are built, you can often figure out new words just by breaking them apart. All right, 2 more types. Der Zug is the train, specifically longer distance trains. And finally, das Auto, which is the car.
Okay, let me try both. Der Zug, das Auto.
Excellent pronunciation on both. Notice how Auto has das, neuter, even though it ends in O. German noun genders can be unpredictable, so that's why we always memorize them together. Let me see you remember all 6 now. I'll point to each one on screen, and you tell me the German word with its article.
All right, let's do it. Die U-Bahn for subway. Die S-Bahn for suburban rail. Der Bus for bus. Die Straßenbahn for tram. Der Zug for train. Das Auto for car.
Every single article correct, too. I'm genuinely impressed.
The articles are the hard part, but saying them together really helps them stick.
That's exactly the technique. Now let's talk about station vocabulary, because you'll need to find these trains and buses somewhere. Die Haltestelle is the stop, like a bus stop or tram stop. Die Haltestelle.
Die Haltestelle. That's a long word.
It is. That it breaks down logically, too. Halt means stop, and Stelle means place. So it's literally stopping place. Now for train stations, you'll use der Bahnhof. Bahnhof is the train station. Try that one.
Der Bahnhof.
Perfect. And when you're looking at a transit map, you might see Hauptbahnhof, which is the main train station. In most German cities, that's abbreviated as HBF. Keep your eye out for that on signs.
So if I see München Hauptbahnhof, that's Munich main station?
Exactly right. You're connecting the dots perfectly. Now, one more important word. Der Gleis is the platform or track number. When announcements say your train is departing from Gleis 4, that's track 4.
Der Gleis. Wait, or is it das Gleis?
Ah, good ear. It's actually das Gleis, neuter. You caught my hesitation there. See, even teachers have to think about these articles sometimes. Das Gleis.
Das Gleis. Platform or track. Got it.
All right, let's put this into a quick practice scenario. Imagine you're in Hamburg and you need to get to the airport. You ask someone for help. I'm going to play the helpful local. You ask me where the S-Bahn stop is.
Okay, where is the S-Bahn stop? Wo ist die Haltestelle?
Good start. You can make it more specific by saying, Wo ist die S-Bahn Haltestelle? Adding S-Bahn makes it clear which stop you need.
Wo ist die S-Bahn Haltestelle?
Excellent. And I'd respond, Die Haltestelle ist dort drüben. The stop is over there. You'd follow my pointing and find your S-Bahn to the airport.
That feels very doable. These words are starting to connect in my head.
That's the goal. And honestly, since you've started learning on Langmetra, your pronunciation confidence has really improved. Okay, let's move into the verbs you need for transportation. This is where it gets really practical.
Verbs, right. I know fahren means to drive or go, but I always mess up when to use it.
Great instinct. Fahren is one of the most important travel verbs. It means to go, to drive, or to travel by vehicle. Here's the key thing. You use fahren whenever you're traveling by any kind of vehicle, whether you're driving yourself, taking a train, or riding a bus. It's fahren.
So it's not just for driving a car?
Exactly. This trips up a lot of English speakers. In English, we drive a car but ride a bus. In German, it's fahren for both. You'd say, Ich fahre mit dem Bus. I'm going by bus. Or, Ich fahre mit der U-Bahn. I'm going by subway.
Wait, mit dem Bus, but mit der U-Bahn? Why does the article change?
Now you're asking the real questions, Devendra. Mit means with or by, and it always takes the dative case. So der Bus becomes dem Bus, and die U-Bahn stays der U-Bahn. For now, just memorize these patterns. Mit dem Bus, mit der U-Bahn, mit dem Zug.
Mit dem Bus, mit der U-Bahn, mit dem Zug.
Nicely done. You're handling those data forms really well. Now let's add another verb, nehmen. Nehmen means to take. You can also use this for transportation. Ich nehme die U-Bahn means I'm taking the U-Bahn.
Ich nehme die U-Bahn. Is there a difference between nehmen and fahren?
Good question. They're often interchangeable for transportation, but nehmen emphasizes the choice of which transport to take, while fahren emphasizes the act of traveling. Both work perfectly fine in most situations.
So I could say ich nehme den Bus or ich fahre mit dem Bus, and both would be understood.
The third verb is crucial for any city with a complex transit system. Umsteigen means to transfer or change trains. This one saved me so many times when I was learning to navigate Berlin.
Umsteigen. Umsteigen?
Perfect pronunciation. The means around or changing, and steigen means to climb or step. So umsteigen is literally stepping over to another line. In Munich, you might hear, Sie müssen am Hauptbahnhof umsteigen. You have to transfer at the main station.
Sie müssen am Hauptbahnhof umsteigen. That's a lot to process.
Let's simplify it. For now, just remember, umsteigen plus location tells people where to transfer trains. Umsteigen am Marienplatz. Transfer at Marienplatz. Try that.
Umsteigen am Marienplatz.
Beautiful. If this is helping you, by the way, a quick thumbs up sends this lesson to more learners just like you. All right, let's build some sentences with all three verbs.
I'm ready. Let me try. I take the S-Bahn to the main station, then I transfer.
Go for it.
Ich nehme die S-Bahn zum Hauptbahnhof, dann umsteige ich.
So close. The word order shifts in the second clause. It should be, dann steige ich um. When umsteigen is conjugated, it splits. The goes to the end.
Oh, separable verbs. Dann steige ich um.
Exactly. You remembered separable verbs from our grammar lesson. Put it all together now.
Ich nehme die S-Bahn zum Hauptbahnhof, dann steige ich um.
That was excellent, Avenger. Seriously, compare how you're constructing sentences now versus when we started. The improvement is remarkable.
It's starting to feel more natural. The patterns are clicking.
That's exactly what language acquisition feels like. Those aha moments build on each other. Now, let me share something cultural that will help you enormously in Germany.
The punctuality thing you mentioned?
Yes.
So Germans have a reputation for punctuality, and their trains are famous for running on time. But here's what most tourists get wrong. They assume this means they can arrive at the platform at the departure time. No. In Germany, being on time means being early. If your train leaves at 10:15, Germans would typically be on the platform by 10:10 at the latest.
Really? That's pretty different from how I usually operate.
And here's the real surprise. Deutsche Bahn, the German rail company, has actually had some punctuality struggles in recent years. So while the reputation exists, trains can and do run late sometimes. The cultural expectation remains, though. If you're meeting someone, arriving exactly on time is considered slightly late.
That's so interesting. In my experience, being 5 minutes late is usually no big deal. But in Germany, you're saying that would be noticed?
It would definitely be noticed, though people would be polite about it. The phrase Pünktlichkeit ist eine Tugend, punctuality is a virtue, really does reflect the culture. For transportation specifically, always check the departure boards. They'll show you in real time if there are delays, which is eine Verspätung.
Eine Verspätung, delay. Good to know that word.
Absolutely. You might see 5 Minuten Verspätung on the display, meaning 5 minutes delay. Now you're prepared for reality, not just the ideal.
Maria, this is the kind of context that textbooks never give you.
That's why we go beyond vocabulary lists here. Language lives in culture. All right, if you've made it this far, here's a bonus for you. I'm going to teach you 4 essential questions that will solve 90% of your navigation problems in Germany.
Bonus content. I'm paying attention.
First question, welche Linie fährt zum Flughafen? Which line goes to the airport? This is huge. Linie means line, as in train line or bus line. Let's practice this one carefully. Welche Linie fährt zum Flughafen?
Welche Linie fährt zum Flughafen?
Great first attempt. Just watch the vowel in fährt. It's that German sound, like the A in fair. Fat. Try once more.
Welche Linie fährt zum Flughafen?
Was cleaner. Second question. Wo muss ich aussteigen? Where do I have to get off? Aussteigen is another separable verb meaning to exit or get off a vehicle.
Wo muss ich aussteigen?
Perfect on the first try. You're really getting comfortable with these verb patterns. Third question. Wann fährt der nächste Zug? When does the next train leave? This one uses nächste, meaning next.
Wann fährt der nächste Zug?
Excellent. And you can substitute Zug for Bus or U-Bahn, depending on what you need. Last question. Muss ich umsteigen? Do I have to transfer? Short, simple, incredibly useful.
Muss ich umsteigen? Oh, that one's easy to remember.
Right? And locals appreciate when you ask because it shows you're trying to navigate independently. Let me rapid fire all our vocabulary and you give me the English. Ready?
Let's go.
Die U-Bahn, subway, der Bahnhof, train station, umsteigen, to transfer, die Haltestelle, the stop, like a bus stop. Wann fährt der nächste Zug?
When does the next train leave?
Das Gleis, the platform or track. Eine Verspätung, a delay. Devendra, that was flawless. Every single one correct. You've absorbed so much in just one lesson.
I actually feel like I could survive in a German train station now. Maybe not thrive yet, but survive.
That's exactly where you should be at this stage. Survival German builds into confident German. Let's do one final role play. You're at Munich Hauptbahnhof and need to get to Marienplatz. Ask me everything you need to know.
Okay, Entschuldigung, welche Linie fährt zu Marienplatz?
Die U-Bahn Linie 3 oder 6.
Wo ist die U-Bahn-Haltestelle?
Gehen Sie geradeaus und dann links.
Danke. Muss ich umsteigen?
Nein, Sie fahren direkt.
Wann fährt der nächste Zug? Wait, U-Bahn, not Zug. Wann fährt die nächste U-Bahn?
In 3 Minuten.
Dankeschön.
Devendra, that was incredible. You caught your own mistake and corrected it in real time. That's what fluent speakers do. They self-monitor and adjust.
It felt natural. The questions just came out.
That's the goal of every lesson, making German feel less like a foreign language and more like a tool you can actually use. All of today's vocabulary is available in Lang Mitra's vocabulary section if you want to drill these phrases after the lesson.
I'm definitely going to practice those 4 questions until they're automatic.
Perfect study plan. If today's lesson helped you feel more confident about German transportation, drop your favorite new phrase in the comments and share this with someone you know who's learning German. We're all in this together.
Maria, thanks for making this so approachable. I was honestly intimidated by the idea of navigating German transit before this.
Every expert was once a beginner standing on a platform looking confused. The difference is they kept practicing. Next week, we're tackling directions and locations. You'll learn how to ask where things are, understand answers like turn left and go straight, and finally decode all those German street signs.
Oh, that's going to be so useful. I can already imagine getting lost and needing those phrases.
Getting lost is just unplanned exploration, Devendra. Until next time, keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, every word you learn brings you closer to a whole new world. Tschüss.
Tschüss, and safe travels, everyone.
Before we recap, one quick ask. What worked for you in this lesson? What felt hard? And what topic should we teach next? Drop it in the comments. Your feedback shapes what we build next.
One language sets you in a corridor for life. Learn language with podcast. Subscribe.